Hey everybody, welcome to day 25 of my MentalFit challenge. My name is Justin Malloy, and I put together this MentalFit challenge to help me do the things that really progress me in life. So this challenge starts out with being very aware of the way that you feel and what motivates you to do activities that a lot of people would say are escapes from life. That include reading, watching videos, social media, video gaming, of course, drug use, and basically all of the other potentially addictive activities. And this week I took out fiction reading. Last week I took out non-educational videos. And what that's done for me is it has steeply declined the amount of dopamine that I'm getting regularly on a daily basis. And how that kind of works in the brain is that your body always wants to be in this state of homeostasis where it says everything is normal. We have an average. It averages out everything we've recently experienced, and that is our new normal. That's why you get accustomed to things like beautiful sights in a place you've just moved, right? Over the 3 or 4 months that you're there, most people tend to not appreciate the sight as much because they get used to it. So the brain and body are always trying to get to this place of being normal. And how that works is when you have high amounts of something in a place, you get a tolerance. So a lot of people know about alcohol and other drug tolerances. When it comes to dopamine, you can also become dopamine tolerant. And how that works is if you do a lot of high dopamine activities on the regular, such as everything that I just listed, what it does is it sets your tolerance to that level, where it says, okay, to the average of that level. And what that means is you will feel that spike of dopamine for that high dopamine activity, and it'll go away pretty quickly and you won't really feel it after that. And then you'll go into what you feel is a lack of motivation or a lack of dopamine. I had a better word for it, not coming to mind. And what happens with that is when your bar is set to those really high dopamine activities, low dopamine activities such as beginning to work out, beginning anything, really. Anything that takes some sort of knowledge or skill. Working, eating healthy, all the things we should do. Hate the word should, but that's what it is, right? It's culturally appropriate to do. And when you're able to bring that tolerance level of dopamine down, you become more motivated, as dopamine is the motivation chemical, to actually do those low dopamine activities because you feel the dopamine that they give you. Whereas right now, a lot of people will, drink on Saturday, be hungover on Sunday, and then do whatever they do, video games, reading. For some people, they get dopamine from working out because they've been working out forever, eating junk food, things like that. And they think, oh, I have to go into work on Monday. Now, of course, there are people that actually just have bad jobs. Like they don't like their coworkers, they don't like what they do. That's fine. But I would argue that also many people don't feel motivated to do what they do because they have the dopamine that they get from their work is significantly less from the dopamine that they do during their relaxation activities. And that's what I found to be true for myself. And so I put together this program to try and lower my dopamine tolerance so that I can actually enjoy doing some of the things that are low dopamine. Pretty simple. What I found was that as I've been taking away these high dopamine activities, which again for me are fiction reading and non-educational video watching, I have been having withdrawal symptoms of withdrawal. Now, I don't have them anywhere near as bad as someone who might be recovering from alcohol or drug addiction or things like that because my level of dopamine is much lower. But I'm still getting those withdrawal effects, lack of motivation, tiredness, not physical, because I'm eating really well right now, so I don't have a lot of physical tiredness, but mental cloudiness, that sort of stuff. And that's been really interesting to me because I've always kind of known that I've been addicted to reading and watching videos and gaming, but I never really internalized it, right? Whereas I am an addict for these things. And now that I'm actually pulling them out of my life, I'm realizing that I am addicted to those, right? My bar is set at their level. And I don't get motivation or pleasure in the same way from other things that I actually believe are good for me and something that I might be able to enjoy, such as playing the guitar or working out. And it's been really interesting for me to understand the other things around dopamine that are making this, easier or harder, right? For example, I am eating really, really well, and I'm going on daily walks, and I'm getting consistent sunshine because I'm going to walk outside. And all of those things create serotonin and dopamine in your system. And serotonin is the regulatory chemical in your brain. It makes it so that it sort of sets your default position, so to speak. People with really low serotonin often always feel really crummy. And people with high serotonin tend to always be, and when I say high, I mean healthily high. There gets to a point where you can become like superstitious and all that sort of, like, getting too much of anything is awful. But a healthy high amount is you feel energetic, you feel happy, connected, right? Like there's a lot of awesome parts to having a lot of serotonin. And I've been getting serotonin from those three things, and also I'm constantly asking for and receiving physical affection. And I'm asking for it because I know that it helps create oxytocin and serotonin in my system. And oxytocin is the love chemical. It is the mature version of dopamine. It is the community version of dopamine, where dopamine you get from a bunch of individual activities. You can't have people, but they're not necessary. And serotonin comes from activities with people. So hugs, words of affirmation. It's very community oriented. And it's been very interesting to me to see how that's been able to kind of help me stay stable during this time. Because when I read a lot of articles about addiction and the side effects of withdrawal, I don't have it anywhere near as bad. Now, of course, that is because I'm not doing stuff that has as high of dopamine as most people that would quantify as addicts. But it's very important for me to kind of understand that is what's happening. So it's been an interesting week. I have felt a little bit down as I start pulling stuff out, and tomorrow I will be telling you all about the change for next week, which is going to be pretty big for me. We'll see how that goes. But I think this is going to be really good for me. I think it's going to bring my dopamine tolerance way down. It's going to make me more motivated to actually do things that impact the world in the way that I want to impact it. And it'll also, and here's, how much time do I have? I have 30 seconds. Okay. Also, when your dopamine tolerance is low, failure is less negative to you because you are less motivated by a high dopamine reward. So instead, you are constantly rewarded by the work that you do, which also has dopamine in it. So you feel like you're still able to do stuff even though you failed. So having a high dopamine tolerance negatively affects your production in so many ways. But in this particular case, it negatively affects it because you are extremely afraid of failure, because the thing that you're wanting to get out of it is dopamine, and you get dopamine when you're successful. So I'm going to leave it at that today so that I can post this video to all of my platforms. As always, I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.